So this is my third time trying to record this video. I just talked for like 20 minutes and I realized that my camera wasn't recording. How do you do this? How? Okay, so let's start again. Hi, I am Christina and I am sitting here in my bedroom because I am pregnant. Both the dishwasher and washing machine is on because it's cleaning day, so I really hope that you guys will not be able to hear all the rumbling. I tried to escape into the bedroom, so I really hope that helps. I will try to go through this as quickly as possible. Right now I am 8 weeks and 6 days pregnant. I did not feel like filming a lot, mainly because after a miscarriage, getting pregnant again just feels so different. Before my miscarriage, I never even considered something like that happening to me at all. I never thought that it would be possible. I don't think nobody else considers it, that they would have some kind of similar loss ever. So this time around, I feel like everything is a bit more toned down emotionally. Of course, we feel extremely lucky and excited that we managed to get pregnant this time, our first try, which is crazy to think about. But still, it's like almost as if you don't let yourself enjoy the moment because you're already preparing yourself that it might go away. It's a bit sad, but that is how it is now, because I am more farther along, and so far all the checkups have been okay. We passed with flying colors so far. I feel like I'm starting to hope again, and that's why I am here recording in front of the camera again. So let me talk about my early pregnancy symptoms and what has been happening to me so far. This pregnancy has been a roller coaster for sure. I will compare this pregnancy with my first one a lot just because it's relevant, because my body knew and I knew how it feels to be pregnant this time around. I was just so much more switched on, and if I felt any kind of signs or symptoms, I knew what they were. It all started a week before my period, so this would be week 3 till 4. I already felt very early symptoms. I only felt them this early because I just knew what my pregnancy symptoms before were. They stick out a bit from normal life and my normal existing. So the first thing that happened was that I started cramping, usually in the afternoons or evenings. Cramping before my period for me was never common. My period was always on time. I have on an average 28 days of cycle length. Again, my periods were always regular, on time, on the dot. Whenever they were supposed to come, they arrived. And cramping before, that was never my PMS. That was the first sign that I felt like, okay, something might be happening. I was prioritizing rest. I've been trying to stay calm as well. Again, whenever you're getting pregnant after loss, it's different emotionally. I guess this time physically as well, because I was more aware. Other than cramping, this was the actual first time I experienced this. In my first pregnancy, I did not feel this as strongly. I could smell things much more intensely. I think this is very, very common pregnancy symptom, early pregnancy symptom anyway. I kept smelling very intensely. My husband usually has eggs for breakfast with some kind of meat. And I remember feeling very, very triggered by those smells in the morning. Again, usually these things don't trigger me, or it even smells nice. So it just felt weird. So right at the end of week 3 and the start of week 4, unfortunately, my husband's grandfather passed away. We had to visit home to go to the funeral, knowing that I was already pregnant, or like more so suspecting it that I was pregnant. I was a bit weirded out or scared to go in this kind of environment. Maybe it was just me, maybe it's something stupid, but that's how I felt. Later on, I tried to shift my mentality into knowing that it's fine, it's completely normal, it's the cycle of life, and our baby, our kid, hopefully will be more blessed this way. So as we were sitting at the funeral, everybody all silent, I felt the implantation. I never thought that I would actually be able to experience this ever. I never actually knew that it was possible to experience this in the first place. But I knew, and I know, that that was implantation pain, mainly because it was just such a specific pain. It was so different than usual cramping that you have. Why it was so specific is because of the spot it happened in. So how I would describe it, what happened was I was just sitting in silence and I felt a sharp pain in the middle of my lower abdomen. Inside, you just feel a sharp pain in the middle of your uterus for like from 5 to 10 seconds. Again, whenever it happened, I just knew like that was the last confirmation before any pregnancy test that, okay, this is it. Implantation literally just happened a second ago. Right after implantation, I just felt so tired. It was like being hit by a truck. As the day progressed, I just felt more and more tired, and even the next day, I just knew that I had to lay down for a rest. All I wanted to do was nap, nothing else. That was already crazy that I was so aware of my body and what was happening that I just felt that. So after all of this happened, I closed off week 3 and transitioned into week 4. On the day when my period was supposed to come, I did take a pregnancy test, and of course it came out positive. I already kind of knew that it was supposed to be positive. My breast tenderness really ramped up during this time. I really felt uncomfortable. I couldn't exist without a bra. I think this is very common too, most people. The rest was, again, I feel like very common pregnancy symptoms, so I will just go over them very quickly. So I felt fatigued and I had increased hunger, constantly feeling like I have to have a snack. I'm not sure if everybody has this, but pregnancy hunger is a no joke. I get hungry all of a sudden, out of nowhere, at 1 minute I would feel fine, and at 20 I would feel so hungry. My belly is grumbling and I feel sick because of hunger. Again, pregnancy hunger is no joke. Another thing that is very common to me and to some other people as well is that I have a very smoky taste in the back of my throat. It is such a horrible taste. It feels like as if you just smoked and all of that is just coming up and you still feel it in your throat. So this was mostly week 5, and as we progressed into week 6, my nausea came in full throttle. It's interesting that in my first pregnancy, I did not feel nauseous much. And I thought that, oh, maybe I'm just one of the lucky ones. It could be related to the fact that maybe the pregnancy hormone did not progress as strongly in my first pregnancy, and that's why my miscarriage happened. And this time it just much stronger. I do feel like all of my symptoms, like everything is more intense than with my first pregnancy. So that could be a sign or something related. Nobody could tell us what happened with my first pregnancy, so this is just all in my head. Even with the nausea now, I never threw up. I just have food aversions. I cannot even think about eating meat to make up for all the protein that I'm not having. I made sure that I'm eating a lot of Greek yogurt because that is the only thing I can eat right now. Fruits, milk products, and carbs. That is about it. Only in the last week I managed to stomach eggs in the morning, and only in a way of French toast or just hard-boiled eggs mixed in with a lot of mayo and onion and stuff, so I just don't taste it as much. I guess my nausea is unique a bit, or I'm not even sure. I thought that whenever you're nauseous, you would be nauseous all day, you would keep throwing up. For me, I feel nauseous after eating, not right after, but whenever I guess your body starts to digest, that's when my nausea ramps up and I just feel dizzy, tired, nauseous. Whenever I feel like that, I unfortunately cannot sleep because if I take a quick nap, I just wake up feeling worse, which has been an incredible hard combination. I wanted to take a nap almost every day so far, and I can't really do it because of the nausea and me knowing that I will regret it so much later. Of course, like nasal congestion and breast pain and fatigue and all of these things did not disappear. They just kept growing stronger and stronger from week 3 to week 4 to week 6. They are still here, still existing, going strong. Doctor's appointments wise, we went to our first checkup at week 6. That was a bit, I guess, stressful in a way of whenever we were doing the ultrasound, we only saw the embryonic sac, but there was nothing in it. The doctor, of course, reassured us that most likely it's just because it's so early. Come back a few days later and we will check again if everything's alright. I mean, that's what happened. We went back at week 6 and 5 days, I think. And surely enough, there was a little embryo in there. We saw it. We saw the little heartbeat. So we were just super glad. This already gave us a little scare and stress, but thankfully everything's okay. Alright, so at week 7, my nausea got worse, even worse. The smoky taste in my mouth still stayed. I guess the newest symptom, I am again not sure if this is very common, but especially at naps, whenever I manage to have a little nap, I have such vivid dreams that whenever I wake up, I am just all dizzy and I don't even know who I am. I don't even know what time it is, what year it is, what is my name. So that has been a very new experience. I kind of had this with my first pregnancy as well, so whenever it happened, I was familiar with it. And now we are here at week 8. I do feel like my nausea peaked around week 7. Now my nausea kinda is going down. I finally started taking iron again, of course with my prenatal of my choosing. Before my first pregnancy and during my first pregnancy, I was always a bit iron deficient, and this time around I kept continuously taking iron supplements, but temporarily stopped taking them just because I knew that they were making me feel more sick. But now I feel like my nausea went down enough that I could start taking them again, thankfully. I am cramping less frequent now. Before, cramping would be very common, like especially during the evenings. But right now it's less frequent, but still there, because just my nausea is dropping a bit. My breast tenderness went away a bit, and I am not cramping as much either. I'm really hoping that these are not signs of another miscarriage. I am very, very scared of that. I heard that if the sicker you feel, the better the baby feels. So whenever I was nauseous, even now, I just was glad that I was nauseous, to be honest. I did not even want to complain much to anybody because I felt like I should be blessed even though I am nauseous. Although I do think I could only think this way because I wasn't that nauseous as some people might be. Just not be able to eat anything because you constantly keep throwing up is another stage of this nausea that I did not experience, thankfully. But if anybody's like that, I am very, very sorry. So after the first checkup at week 6 and the second checkup at almost week 7, we had our third checkup at week 8. I'm not gonna lie, I am very happy that we are having this many checkups just because I am more of a risky patient now. If I could have chosen, I would have had this many checkups the first time as well. So this time around, I'm very happy that we got more frequent visits. The next time we are going, I will be almost week 10. And it is another, I guess, stressful period because last time we lost a baby, well, I was week 12, but something happened at week 9. I really, really wish that we will make it through these next few weeks. I feel so sick. I'm just tired. Alright. Hello, this is future me. I just wanted to hop in to say a few words. First of all, thank you so much for making it this far into this long video. I will keep sharing my pregnancy journey on this channel, so the rest of the first trimester and what will be after is to come out as well. So if you would like to see the process unfolding, feel free to subscribe. If you're going through your pregnancy journey yourself, I want to invite you to tag along with me. Or if you're still trying to conceive, I want to really encourage you not to lose faith. You will get there. I know I do not regret trying even after loss. feel free to share my story with anybody who you think it might help, or just for the simple purpose of sharing our wisdom of motherhood and transitioning into motherhood between each other. I know I need all the wisdom I can get, so any information would be much appreciated. Again, thank you for watching, and see you very, very soon.